Tereza Valentova shares feelings on Alexandra Eala's fans after beating her in Qatar. Alexandra Eala's time at the Qatar Open came to an end in the first round at the hands of Tereza Valentova. Eala versus Valentova was moved to center court in Qatar, such as the Filipinas' sudden popularity in the Middle East. The 20-year-old qualified through her ranking, while Valentova qualified for the event, but the Czech star outclassed Eala with a 7-6, 6-1 victory. After the match, Valentova praised the crowd, but admitted that she's played in front of one bigger stadium. Tereza Valentova hails, "Amazing Qatar Open crowd" after Alexandra Eala victory. Valentova looked impressive as she dismantled Eala to set up her second-round match with her compatriot Karolina Pliskova. Speaking on court after the match, the Czech star said, "It was a really challenging match. I was really prepared for it. I think I did a pretty good job. I know you wanted her to win, but the atmosphere was amazing. I was just enjoying the moment here, and I think she's a really good player, she's a really good fighter, so it was a really good match." However, Valentova said she was well prepared for the raucous atmosphere due to her Roland Garros 2025 appearance. The star played Frenchwoman Chloé Paquette in the first round of Roland Garros last year, and defeated her in 3 sets to deflate the home crowd. After doing the same in Qatar, Valentova said Roland Garros was bigger than the fans who flocked to see Eala. "I think I played in front of bigger crowds in the French Open, so I knew how it would work. I'm just super glad. I'm grateful that I can be here and to compete on this beautiful center court. I'm really glad that I won this tough match." Valentova is currently up to world number 39 in the WTA Tour rankings, which is a career ranking high for the teenager. Eala has achieved some extraordinary things in the past year, but she's also managed to notch up a terrible record. The 20-year-old's first-round match against Valentova continues Eala's horrible losing streak against Czech players. She has now lost 11 times in a row against Czech stars, dating back to her time on the ITF Tour, without picking up a single victory. Eala has now lost to the likes of Marketa Vondrousova, Barbara Krejcikova, and Katerina Siniakova on her wretched run. The star has now also lost to Valentova twice in a row, having been defeated by the teenager at the Japan Women's Open last year. Beyond the baseline, Tereza Valentova and the quiet power of Alexandra Eala's fans in Qatar. The scoreboard in Qatar told a simple story. A match played. A winner decided. A name moving forward in the draw. But for Tereza Valentova, the story did not end when Alexandra Eala's final shot landed in. It lingered, in the echo of applause, in the rhythm of voices that did not chant her name, and in the unfamiliar but unforgettable warmth of a crowd celebrating someone else's dream. Losses in professional tennis are rarely just about tennis. They are about timing, belief, and the invisible weight of expectation. For Valentova, the defeat carried an added layer, facing not only a talented opponent, but an arena quietly transformed into a home court by Eala's fans. Filipino flags dotted the stands. Cheers rose with every rally Eala survived, every winner she struck, every moment she refused to bend. From the opposite side of the net, Valentova felt it all. The sound of belonging. Crowds can be cruel. They can be sharp, dismissive, even hostile. But the atmosphere in Qatar was different. It was loud, yes, but not unkind. Valentova later reflected that what struck her most was not the noise itself, but the intent behind it. This was not cheering against her. It was cheering for someone. Eala's supporters carried the joy of representation, of seeing one of their own competing on a global stage. Every clap sounded like gratitude. Every shout felt like belief made audible. For Valentova, still early in her journey on the professional tour, it was a lesson that no practice session can teach. Tennis is never played in isolation. Even in a sport defined by solitude, the emotions of thousands can press gently or firmly against your shoulders. Respect in defeat. What separates promising players from lasting ones is often not how they win, but how they lose. Valentova did not leave the court with frustration etched into her movements. Instead, she carried something quieter, respect. She acknowledged that Eala rose with the moment, fueled by the energy around her. And rather than resisting that reality, Valentova absorbed it. There is humility in recognizing when an opponent draws strength from something beyond technique or tactics. There is maturity in admitting that momentum is not always generated from within. Sometimes, it comes from the stands. The crowd is a character. In great matches, the crowd becomes a character of its own. In Qatar, it played the role of encourager, witness, and emotional anchor. Valentova sensed that the fans were not simply watching history, they believed they were part of it. And in a way, they were. Their presence reminded her that tennis is not just about rankings or scorelines. It is about connection, about stories crossing borders, about young athletes carrying the hopes of nations without ever saying a word, a loss that gives, not takes. For Valentova, the defeat did not feel like subtraction. It felt like addition. She left the court with a clearer understanding of what it means to compete on stages where narratives matter as much as nerves. She learned what it feels like to play against belief that cannot be diagrammed on a coach's notebook. And perhaps most importantly, she gained perspective. One day, the crowd might lean toward her. One day, the cheers might carry her name with the same conviction. When that moment comes, she will remember Qatar, not with bitterness, but with gratitude. Because some losses teach you how to win later. Walking forward. As the lights dimmed and the crowd filtered out, Valentova carried her racket bag off the court knowing she had stepped into a bigger version of the sport she loves. A version where emotions travel faster than forehands, and where fans can lift a player just high enough to reach something extraordinary. Alexandra Eala advanced. But Tereza Valentova grew. And in the long arc of a tennis career, that may matter just as much.